Hello, my name is Karen Graham. I'm the co-CEO of Sign1 News. This is Jabari Butler, co-CEO and founder of Sign1 News, Sign1 Studios. This is Vladimir. He is our interpreter for today. We are, of course, a tech production company that provides content for deaf and hard of hearing viewers all over the world. But we also provide and work with companies like Hollywood, nonprofit organizations who want to provide accessibility for their production projects, for their meetings, for their projects, for anything that includes drawing in people. They give us a call and we're able to provide access to the deaf and hard of hearing community.
So, what made you create this? Because it's not a lot of deaf-friendly things for the hard of hearing community, and a lot of people don't know sign language. So, what made you want to incorporate that into your business?
All right, Crystal, you want the long version or the short version?
Short
Short
version.
version is God told me to. That's right there. Okay,
God,
that's the short
God is the
version
reason
right there.
behind everything.
Everything that happens after that is just gravy. Okay.
God.
But literally, that's where it started, and we were just being obedient to the call. None of us have deaf family members, and so we were being called out into an ocean that walking on water that we'd never been on before. But we knew that if we were being called, you apparently had the provision for the vision. So that was 10 years ago, and here we are today, as he said, in 45 countries, providing content for Hollywood, sports organizations, government organizations, and I promise you we did not envision this. I can assure you of that. But here we are, now with the mayor's office. And so this is just step by step, day by day, being obedient, and then we're providing accessibility. Just making sure somebody knows what somebody else said. If you want to sum it up, that's what we do.
That's so amazing that you guys started this organization and you guys y'all did not know sign language. Let's get into that conversation. Like, you said God told you that, but how and why? Because you don't do sign language in the beginning 10 years ago. So I think that's very deep because most people start this stuff because it's somebody in their life. You said it was somebody deaf in your family, nobody doing sign language in your family. To me, that's more impactful than a mom, or I'm not discrediting my moms because I'm a mom who starts something like this. But that was 10 years ago before we was even really focusing on disability awareness. Let's get into that.
Right. So I have a little bit different perspective because I had a chance to see much happen. What happened after her mom tapped her and kept tapping her, and then she's doing her work in the broadcast world. Separately, I'm doing work in media and business, dealing with other countries and doing other things in technology. And so then God began to put us together, and it evolved because we knew each other from church, and it began to evolve into this. Karen was like, I got this idea to do something with deaf people in broadcast. So, like she said, iterate forward now. It ended up being Sign1 News. But we started with news and production and doing those things. But then, the pandemic hit and companies had to pivot and do other things. And so we ended up pivoting into virtual broadcast. We realized that the broadcast experience that we had was also valuable to other organizations who wanted to include sign language into their events. So we started doing that. And then eventually that evolved into us needing to have our own interpreters. We had anchors, we had deaf anchors, but what we found was that we had a growing demand for people who needed accessibility with their content. So I was like, well, Karen, we need to just get our own interpreters because we need them right now. And so over time, we began to hire more and more interpreters. Again, we didn't go out this way, starting this in our mind, but the Lord began to show us, hey, there's a different world out there, and more people need access to content. And we had access to people, resources, and there's a certain excellence that you see these interpreters provide here, or for the mayor's office, or for NASCAR, or for Emory, or for Sony Music Canada. These other organizations, they value excellence. They have big brand names. And so we were able to continue to bring those resources to them. So here we are doing it for the mayor's office. Most recently, we're excited about that, and for the city of Atlanta as a whole. and then of course just institutions as well. I mean, this is an awesome thing. You want to say anything about that?
Okay, Crystal, you're in for a treat. You got something that nobody has ever gotten. They never see us. We're behind the scenes. All of
Always?
Our deaf. All of our talent.
But
is
y'all
deaf.
are needed.
I get that, but we're behind the scenes because we don't want to be the face of the company. It's about empowerment, right? So
Right.
empowerment is about taking talented deaf anchors, editors, photographers, and bringing them and say, here, you take what we've got. We'll give it to you. You run with it. And so you're seeing us. This is so rare. I promise you, in 10 years, I think this is maybe the second time you've seen our faces because it's not about us. It really is about empowering the disability community.
I agree
And
with you.
so
That's why I don't be on
You
camera.
got a treat, Crystal. You got a treat to see us on this camera today. Yes,
All I gotta
we
say
don't
is
do
this was
TV.
needed, and you don't know who you were impacting. Like even with him back there doing the ASL, it's beautiful because that's not in the content. That's not common. It need to be more common because even with me owning what I own, I'm still learning ASL. So I think it's very important that as a culture, as a community, we learn it as a second language. So I think that is beautiful what you're doing. Thank you for letting me interview you. And lastly, before I forget, where can my audience find your business and support y'all?
Okay, that's important. So
I
we're
almost
on
forgot.
all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on our website. Sign1 News is the content side. You can get all of our content. Sign1 Studios is for those companies and organizations who want to provide accessibility for their productions, for their meetings, for their projects. So it's two pillars. You've got 7, we got 2. So that's, we want to be like you when we grow up.
You're so funny. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.